So we all know by now that, because you can't buff paragons, they're nowhere near as good as something like a Vengeful Temple late game, because you can overclock that, you can permabrew that, you can homeland that. So obviously I don't want to test out a Vengeful Temple buffs, but what I'm curious to know is whether or not you can super buff an ordinary tower and have it survive longer than what paragons currently get to. And the tower I think I want to start off with is the Flying Fortress. So the Bond Path Tier 5 Ace. We're gonna throw literally every buff on it and see how long it can last on Log's hard mode. I have to do hard because I did hard mode for the Dart and Boomerang Paragon. I probably should have done easy, but too late to switch that up. So let's start working on buffs. So Homeland, a Call to Arms, because Homeland doesn't have full uptime. We want to get an Energizer to decrease those cooldowns even faster. We want to get a Perm-Brew on this, of course. We want to get an Overclock, a Ultra Boost, to be exact. And apparently, yeah, Carrier Flagship, I actually did not know this, increases the attack speed of Water-based monkeys and Monkey Aces. I knew the Water-based part, but I forgot about the Monkey Ace. So that's a free 20% buff to this guy. So we'll get that as well. We're also missing 2 support temples and the hero buff, but I think I'm just going to start for now because obviously I know what Flying Fortress can beat, well, 100 in the early 100s without too many buffs. So we'll just get the show on the road started a little bit earlier. If you have Ultra Boost and Energizer, I'm pretty sure the Overclock lasts the entire cooldown, so that's fine. So I think the only problem with this comparison is that technically it's not so low with Flying Fortress because there is a Carrier Flagship on the screen doing damage that I can't really prevent. So we can get 1 Tier 4 support buff with the temple and then a True Sun God support. I'm gonna try to put the True Sun God like in a place where it won't really attack, but it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be doing a lot of damage. I'm just hoping it's not like so much more than Flying Fortress that it's gonna beat around that it wouldn't beat if it was only Flying Fortress doing the damage. Because again, right now I just want the support, not the damage from the other support towers. Also, I'm not doing Super Brittle or Glue Storm or Cripple Mob or any of that. Reason being because when I did the Paragon 1 towers, I didn't use either of those. It was just the Paragon itself. Paragons do gain quote-unquote extra damage when you drop a Brittle or a Cripple Mob because the debuff is to Bloons. You just can't buff Paragons. So they will do extra damage to vulnerable Bloons. So we're just going to standardize it, not have to have all that, I guess, extra noise in the way. So basically, again, the round to beat, at least for Dart Monkey, is 138 for the degree 1, and 166 for degree 100. Also, money I don't think really matters, because if we're going late game, like this late into the game anyways, well, like, you're probably going to have infinite cash. If you're starved for cash, then you're not going to survive long anyways. Right now, we only really spent 500k on this defense, but obviously it's going to be way more once we get 2 supers. Right now, I don't even have to use Homeland, so I'm just chilling with this for now. But yeah, I would say overall, after we get all the support, it would be a little bit over $1 million, because like the True Sun God itself costs like, well, already over $500,000. Meanwhile, the Dart and Boomerang Paragon, assuming you get a degree 100 or the max in single player, then that would be like not a million quite, not quite there, but like 700 to 800k or so. Also, as for the targeting, why not Centered Path maybe? Centered Path got a new update where you can basically place it wherever you want. I don't think I want to use it, just because honestly this spot's fine because it's closest to the exit, so it would get the balloons that, well, are most important, aka the ones leaking. Also, Center Path is still a really huge, like, it's a huge circle still, so there's not really a quote-unquote amazing spot, I would say, on this map. So ideally, no Ace Micro is what I'm trying to say. Also, the reason why I don't want to drop Pat yet is because technically, if we're doing a late game run, you generally won't use Pat as your hero. It would normally be like Brickle or Zeely. So in a way, this may be a little unfair if I add a hero buff to this guy. I think Pat will drop like after we see how far without Pat we can survive to. So as for other towers to super buff, depending on how this goes, there's not really many options because, well, there's not a lot of tier 5 towers that are super expensive like this guy. Like the closest, like in terms of power, would be Legend of the Night, or Anti-Bloon. Other towers, like, similar in price, like Super Mines, it's not really a good solo tower, so I don't think I can really test that. And after, like, Big Plane, there's a pretty big drop-off, like, if I go down to Apache Prime. But we can always try, depending on, again, how this goes. 138. This round's looking a little spicy. I feel I should get started on my temples. Alright, here's 140. Still no temple buff yet. I just want to see how this Big Plane does. That's insane. That's pretty good. So, based on that, it looks like we're gonna be, we're probably gonna be cruising along for a while. Looking solid. The biggest thing that's probably gonna kill us is DTs, because you saw 138 was really sketch. Again, can't drop stuff like a Moab Glue or any of that, just to keep the comparison fair between them and Paragons. Also, here we can see, like, how much stronger this guy is versus the other towers I don't want to do damage with. So, 20 million pops, 780, so luckily this is only, like, 3% of the DPS. So, hopefully, again, not going to make a difference in terms of, what round we die to. This round's looking kind of rough. I think I'm just going to go for it now. So, the plan is this to be a tier 4. Just going to gobble up the homeland. This is my tier 5. So, let's go. Tier 4. I know it's very far in the corner, but I'll buy a range later for it. Don't worry, don't worry. Tier 5. True Sun God. Still doesn't reach, that's not good. Village doesn't reach. That's not good, because I don't want to give, what do you call it, a perm brew to it to make it do more damage. It's okay, I got infinite money, I'm just gonna put it a little bit closer. Tier 4. Tier 5. There we go. There's the buff. Actually, I don't need a tier 4 temple, because this technically already gives both buffs, so yeah, I guess that's fine. Sure, just one temple is all we need. So far 0 pops on this guy, which is good, but obviously, once we start struggling, which so far, it seems like this buff is making a big difference, because those fortified DTs, they're not getting anywhere. I forgot the exact stats that the True Sun God provides, but just know it's a lot. I'm sure that was very helpful. So, 162, bad damage still looking good. I actually have not noticed fortified bad spawns between 140 and 200. I don't think, like, you can possibly get that. Like, that's not in the seeding for the random round generator between these rounds. So I guess that's a good thing. Again, we're probably dying to DTs first. Fortified DTs. But you see that normal bads, they're still not getting that far. So we're looking good. So there is one thing I can do. I can juggle the Homeland and Call to Arms buff. So for example, when it's off cooldown, I'll sell it, and then I'll upgrade this to Homeland. So I can technically have a perma Homeland buff. Regardless, we shouldn't need that if I use my villages correctly. Yeah, there we go. I think I got a little lazy for a second there. Also, yes, we are past Star Paragon now. Round 169. Only a few more rounds till it passes Boomer and Paragon. Again, technically it's approximation, so we can't say it's clearly better until we get to, I would say, 180. This round's pretty tight. Luckily, we're fine. You know what I should do is probably get 3 villages in case I mess it up. Like, for one round, where both villages cooldowns are on, like, on cooldown. They're still on. And I die in a round. Because reset last round doesn't transfer over the, Call to Arms buff. I also forgot to overclock that, but we're fine. We're fine still. Yeah, as long as we beat DDTs on a round, we can beat the bad insides. The bad and bad insides, so it's only DTs that are a problem. So you can't change the targeting of all 3, like, big plane things. I think it's, like, first, strong, and close. We'll use the Call to Arms once the Homeland time's out, which would be now. Here come fortified DTs. This is the problem. I think this run I may have to start selling the Homeland. Yeah, because it happens at, like, literally the wrong time. Or maybe I can alternatively use Call to Arms first, and then use Homeland afterward for the hardest part. Yeah, that sounds good. So what I'll do is use Homeland now, so that when DTs are in, we have the double attack speed. And there we go, that works. Cool. Use Call to Arms for this. Nice, that's how you beat 172. Without selling. Quick pop count check, sure. True Sun God, less than 1 million. 2.8 million of this guy. 135 million. So again, this guy's about 2% of this guy. And this guy far behind, so again, luckily not a big deal here. Here come more fortifieds. We got homeland in time. Nice. That was very close. I feel like we're reaching our last legs. Again, not to mention, we don't even have Pat yet, but it's to simulate a real late game scenario. And no sane person would choose Pat. Dead here? Nope, homeland just in time. These rounds are getting scary at this point. Anybody think about support paragons? You're looking at 2024, bro. Assuming they go, like, top down, like, by the time we get to Alchemist and Village Paragon, it's gonna be, again, 2024. So, I don't think there's any point thinking about those. Because if they only come with, like, 2 an update, yeah, it'll take a while. Assuming they won't do more than that to prolong the new content. Homeland, or Called Arms. Hey, we're dying to non-DTs now. That's not good. That's not good at all. Homeland. Yeah, we're getting very close here. These two bats are... they're not, like, an instant win just yet. So we gotta be careful. We got it. Nice. Now we're approaching the late 170s. Again, DTs will be the bane. The bane for us. This round's probably death. I should note they also nerf free play, so... the ramping isn't as extreme as before. But that's a buff to, well, non-vengeful towers. Also, another wave of fortifieds that we somehow survive. It's getting a little bit too tight. Tight for my comfort. That's getting really far. It concerns me. So Homeland's basically 3/4 uptime. So we gotta fill in the other 25% again with a slightly worse buff, hopefully during the downtime. Fortified DTs don't spawn. Called Arms. This is bad. Yep. Timing. Alright. Homeland for DTs. Yeah, it's all about timing in case we died around. It must be up. If it's a Called Arm buff, then we are smoked. Good thing, again, we have the retry last round for Challenge Editor. It's pretty nice. 179. Okay, this round's gonna be looking a little tight. Homeland. We'll use it late right here. And we beat the first wave, fortifieds. This wave, also good. Nice. Oh, there's more. Luckily, it's short. But not short enough. So it's right here. These fortifieds kill me because my homeland's off cooldown. Not this time, because I had that Called Arms buff. Barely keeping me alive. Think that'll be it for 179. Nice. Well, now we're officially into round 180. So I feel like I can say that Flying Fortress is at least on par with a degree 100 Paragon in the late game. Surprising? I think not. Again, it's just the power of stacking all the buffs that exist in the game. It's just no match for unbuff things. Homeland. Another close round that we barely sneak by. I feel like the Carrier Flagship maybe had a helping hand in that. Like, if it's that close, I feel like maybe the 30 damage it provides to a leaking DT actually does make a difference. But again, nothing I can do about that. Homeland. 4 left. Oof. Dead to the insides. Okay, so every time this last bat is getting to the exit and we die, I think this round we're going to start utilizing the perma Homeland. See if it makes a difference. So basically what I do is I sell the Homeland, upgrade this guy to Homeland, and then buy back Called Arms. And then we just do it back and forth. Do it back and forth. So watch for the icon, good. Now that we used it, do that. It's kind of annoying because I don't know when it's timing out. So I just kind of have to watch. Unless I can do it prematurely, but I'd rather not sometimes. Just gonna play it slow then, in that case. Another Homeland, sell it, get it back. Also, holy crap, I didn't buy Jungle Drums on one of them. I forgot. Buff. Sell this. Buy this. So it does look like we're getting there faster. Yep, well, we beat that bad a little bit early in the track. Good news. Well, I got infinite money, so I shouldn't really care about doing this. So I'll just buy this a little bit prematurely, I would say. Oh no, this bad said, killing me. Well then, this could be the last round without Pat buff. How's this run looking? Honestly, decent. It's this second bad that's, like, worse. We got that first bad under wraps. Bad 2. I think we got the innards. No, we got them. Good. Good, good, good. How about bad 3? Coming in on the final stretch. Good. Alright, so I think I'll do it. Juggling the villages, making sure this guy has stronger drums, because I'm going to be selling these way too much. And that, all that is a recipe for victory. Tough round. We are basically reaching, well, yeah, our last steps here. Surely this can't last much longer, right? Alrighty, so fortified DTs this round, still barely survive it. At this point, I'm just gonna juggle it. Just because, again, we know we pretty much have to based on how much DTs come in each round. So might as well do it proactively. Alright, 182, we die. I think we have perma uptime on that. I'll try one more time, but if it doesn't work then we'll drop Pat. And just see what difference it makes. Again, I can't do much other than Ace Micro, but Ace Micro... Well, only if we could change targeting of the things I would care enough to use Ace Micro. So, where did we... Was it this we died to? It seems like we beat it, so... Okay. Moving on. Another homeland. I think we survived. Oh, this is bad. Again, homeland is up. Not bad. How are we still alive? I don't know. I can't explain the science behind why I'm alive right now. But I am, apparently. Look at all those DTs, man. Crazy. Dead? Yeah, that's a crazy amount of DTs right now. Crazy. Barely died to it. One last go at this round. It seems like this is the round we get overwhelmed, but it's kind of close. I think I'm just gonna drop Pat now and just see, well, what difference it makes. So we go to level 14 for the max buff. And let's just see a difference. Okay, so the problem is that Pat actually attacks DTs, which is bad. I don't actually want that support. So see that? No, I can't do this. We're gonna place Pat where he doesn't do that. Nope, Pat's still attacking, guys. I can't take it. There's no spot where, like, we can't make him attack because of where this guy is. I can't replace the ace because I can't Chinook it, and I will lose the 10 stacks. So, honestly, it's fine that we don't add Pat because, again, it's not realistic in the first place. I'll just do a level 3 buff. See if that's enough to make, well, the difference this round. Level 3 doesn't knock back, so that's fine. So this is literally a +1 damage buff. Let's go now for the fortifieds. +1, let's see what's the difference. Is it enough? +1? Apparently no. Alright, I think that's where we're gonna end it. It may be doable, because it's so close, honestly, to beat it. But honestly, if you take away these two towers, it might be even further off than we are. So yeah, super buffing a Flying Fortress does do better than a degree 100 Paragon. Don't know how I feel about that, but I certainly do think Paragons just need a buff.